What's up, guys? We are Views from the Dungeon, featuring some technical difficulties for the day, as well as featuring a new guest. Everyone, say hi to Connor. He's a super quick guy.
Hi,
Connor,
Connor.
what brings you? You said you made it to the couch earlier. Is this something you've been wanting to do?
Well, yeah, I've been playing with you, playing some D&D for a while now, and so it's fun to finally be a part of the podcast for a little bit.
That's fair.
I'm really
That's fair.
excited.
We're very excited to have you here. It's always fun when you're here. You're a fun guy, interested to meet your character. And as always, we have our regulars, Ohio Hex and Riley. Let's go. Suicide Shinoboy. We're gonna make the ads real quick. Check out Dice Legion. We got a 10% off coupon. Go ahead and click on that QR code. Check out Mates of Fate. Check out TT Tomes. Check out Beyond the Review podcast. And so that way, since you're spending time with us, we will respect your time and get right into a recap. I got music for you. It's okay.
I'll just wait. Oh, okay. I was waiting for the music. Really get me in the mood, you know?
Ooh,
It helps.
it does.
So last time, we stayed for the spectacle. We witnessed the speaker and the red wizards call upon what they say is the grace of Tuhanu. And they reached into the umbral mirror and brought back an old friend, enemy, I don't know, brought him back to life. But he looked sickly, and he has now green, glowing eyes. He didn't really seem too happy to see us, but after the spectacle was all said and done, there was a feast, and I pressed one of the mages for information on resurrection and who sent an invisible stalker after me, and to no avail. After that, we left and started making our way towards Viceguard. We camped for the night, and it got rather cold, and the snow started to fall. And then a giant stepped out of the ether,
Giant.
and I thought that we were going to be in some big trouble, but Isid acted quickly and spoke to the giant, and I tagged in at the end and lied, as I do. You ever find yourself in a pickle? Always lie. And it worked out for us. He didn't want to kill us, but he did say to help him get rid of the people in his castle. I told him that I would do what I could. And we promptly made an exit. And now we find ourselves outside of a new wood.
A new wood considered 100% more pleasant than the last.
Absolutely.
As you've spent about a day in the pleasant wood, going out and through and about, and actually, we're gonna call that there. Talking about the pleasant wood anyway. Well, don't do this.
Looks like we're still in the Pleasant Wood.
We're still in the pleasant wood. We're always in the pleasant wood, right?
Yes.
Snow falls on the slimy, grimy streets of Viceguard as you find yourself in the Storm District, answering to the Queen's Guard. In the Queen's Guard Hall, you see all sorts of knights, whether they be inducted into the Knights of Athia or simply the Guard of Viceguards themselves. You take step after step, a little nervously, as you go to meet your new partner, who is also from out of town. Once you make it to the desk, you see a woman there, tall, long black hair, very prim and proper, military grade in everything she does. And she looks at you. You Must be Vincent.
That's right.
You care to describe yourself?
All right, so Vincent is a dwarf who is wearing a long, tattered like overcoat. He's got just like real puffy cheeks and eyes and stuff, and his nose is all ruddy and red. He's got long hair and a beard that sort of like has the chin part shaved off, but the rest of the beard and the mustache thing. And he just got done putting a flask back into his little
For sure.
overcoat and digging around for a little pipe to smoke too.
And, she puts her hands out. My name is Lyra. Lyra Mircall.
Lyra, nice to meet you. And he puts out his hand, and it's all grubby.
Oh god.
And she gives you a handshake, a quick one, and she doesn't like wipe it off or anything, but she does kind of look. So, let's brief you on exactly what we'll be doing today. Standard patrol.
Mm.
Anything that we find on the street.
Uh-huh.
Thievery.
Yeah.
Well. Who's going to take notes on this?
Sure, lady. And he pulls out his little notebook and makes a big show of flipping it open.
And she kind of looks around. Let's step outside, yes?
Yeah.
And as you get on, you see the silvery light of the sky and the wave district reflecting off the asphalt as the clouds roil overhead. You see in this part of Weisgard, it's less pish-posh and more just your average Joe. Things are nice, all the roofs have blue tiles, everything is still marble, but not as high quality as you might find in the wave of the cloud district. As you scuttle along, Lyra picks up again. So, I hope you don't mind. I just showed up here. I've only explored so much of the city. Are you feeling comfortable here from so far away?
Shh. Listen. Look out there. You see that moon? She whispers secrets to us. And he's just like facing totally away from her, just mesmerized by the night sky.
And she kind of folds her arms and cocks her head. What does it whisper to us tonight?
Whispers that somewhere out there, we gotta, shit. And he reaches in and grabs his flask again. So what's your deal?
Well, as per usual, look, don't laugh, I'm here after Man-Eater Mabel. I'm sure you've heard of her.
Yeah, I've heard of Man-Eater Mabel. And he stares off dramatically again.
She is an elusive quarry, and I was tipped that she was here. So I offered my services to, well, the Viceguard, Queensguard, and here I am with nary a lead, just inspecting petty crime and thievery, and they expect us to keep an eye on, how do I say this, Arcanists. Apparently there's a problem with them invading the city.
Do I have any leads on Man-Eater Mabel?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. That's a 19.
It's a 19. Your leads here would be, there's been a couple of deaths in about the past month. All marked with the signature M cut inside the body and the entrails surrounding it. As well, you've heard that there is something sort of stalking around in the eye, where the poorest and most criminal of Weisgard's people stay. Um, that's where most of the deaths have been, and they see something. You've been reported that people have seen something creeping into the Silver Sword Inn late at night. So, we're both, I assume, following something that seems more like a goose chase than it is tangible.
Look, Lyra, there's one thing about geese, it's that I always find them. You ever hear a little spot called the Silver Sword Inn?
I am familiar with some of the more popular taverns here in Weisgard. The Silver Sword is one of them.
I had a dream last night. Man-eater Mabel was there.
And pray tell, what did you see in this dream?
The thing, and it killed somebody there. Snuck in late at night, had a little bit to drink, and went on its way. Yeah,
What did she drink?
she drank some vodka.
Interesting. And she
I've got a process, okay? You gotta listen to the dreams.
and she's
I know that look in your face. There's a process.
and like her eyebrows raised, and like she takes out her notebook. I've met some of the more spiritual investigators before. Some are what they say. Others are just drunks. When I write these notes, just know I'm hoping you're the former.
Oh, you betcha.
Roll persuasion, please.
Okay. That's a 16. He gives a little wink.
16. Okay. And she kind of winks at you, winks back, and starts taking her time as you kind of make it through some of like the markets. You have a couple of transient folk sort of like reaching out for gold and things like that. She sort of brushes them off until you find yourself near one of the inns, near the entrance. And at that moment, you notice, because you have pretty high perception, don't you? Someone is robed, entirely clad in cloth, black and blue, sneaking around some of like the stalls. It looks like they're kind of staking out the house.
Lyra, look. Ghosts walk among us.
Oh my fucking God.
And you point out this individual. Well, Vincent, your process, how do we deal with said ghost?
I think we a little good cop, bad cop. What do you think?
So, no.
He's kind of stumbling around a little bit.
Are you drunk?
Perpetually.
Perpetually. Okay.
Perpetual disadvantage.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want, go ahead and roll me a con save,
Yeah,
please.
see if you can function. Instead of just passing out.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay. You're definitely, perpetual is the right word.
Oh wait, no, it's an 11 because I have advantage and I have proficiency on saving throws for Constitution.
Okay, so it's an 11.
This is my first rodeo.
Yeah, you're definitely drunk.
My first.
So now she's kind of like looking at you. So now sleuthering.
Process.
She puts her arms to her side, looks down at the ground. May the mother be with me. After you.
Okay, he kind of like pulls up his little pants and then he kind of walks up towards the robe guy.
Okay. And they sort of see you coming and they're kind of looking around. It looks like they're
Yeah,
about
you
to
better see me coming.
roll
Just points right at him, walking straight ahead.
roll intimidation at disadvantage, please.
Ooh.
Actually, I'll give you a flat roll because Lyra's with you.
Okay. Skills. Intimidation. 4.
And they sort of pace, and you see them like shuffling, and the hand reaches inside the robe.
Okay.
And as they begin to pull out, Lyra pulls out a crossbow. Stop right there. We just want to talk.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing around here? Acting all shifty.
Roll persuasion.
You think you're some kind of guy who can just hang around all shifty? That's a 15.
That's a 15. And they stop and they sort of look around. And you're finally getting a look at their face under the moonlight. A sort of disheveled chin full of gray and black hairs, wispy and completely unkempt. A large nose where you can see even some of the nose hair protruding. And they hunch over and they stop. Look, I don't mean any harm here. Just let me be. And we can both go on with our night.
Listen, buddy, pally, friend. I've heard that there's something strange going around here late at night. You seem like the kind of guy who's seen a few visions of man-eater Mabel.
And
That sound about right? He spends a long time staring right into his eyes.
and Lyra puts down her crossbow as she steps up but keeps a good ways behind you and sort of etches off on the side in a soft flanking maneuver.
Yeah, you be bad cop.
Excuse me?
You be back.
As the man sort of, he lets go of whatever he was holding in his robe. You are looking for the man-eater.
Yeah.
And what makes you think that I have anything to do with her?
'Cause sometimes destiny crosses our paths like paintbrushes in an ocean of salt water, buddy. And I put my hand on his shoulder, and he's like, level with me. You know something, don't you?
We know many things.
We. Arcanist? Is that what you are? Oh, I can keep a secret.
Are you lying or you...
I don't know.
you tell me.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
If you're
I don't
lying,
know.
roll deception. If you're not lying, roll persuasion.
Okay. 18 plus something. Is that good enough, or do I have to decide whether I'm lying or not?
No, you have to tell me if you're lying or not for sure.
No, we can keep this between us.
Okay.
So plus persuasion would be 22.
They say the stars know where we get our magic from.
They do say that.
So it is at night when we function reasonably in the open.
So, you, dwarf, are not from round here. Neither are you, as he looks at Lyra. So, can I trust this secret is safe with you and be on my way?
What secret did you tell me?
That I am not as divine as they wish me to be in this kingdom.
Oh. They've given up on you. They see you as nothing. Zero. Nobody. Filth. Look, buddy. If anyone can trust you, can trust me, trust you, it's me.
And he looks at Lyra, and Lyra just kind of like shrugs. So, you'll be on your way then. Or, for our sake, you can tell us where the rest of your Arcanists are, and maybe we can keep your friend safe as well. He looks around. All I can say is you'll find them beyond the gates, under the floorboards, between every nook and cranny, sitting under the stones. We're everywhere. As he begins to slink off into the night.
All right, we follow him.
You follow him?
From a distance, yeah.
I'm gonna need you to roll stealth.
All right. That's an 8.
That's an 8.
Yeah.
And Lyra is not doing much better as you guys are all kind of following, each footstep falling heavier than the last. You're falling out of rhythm with this man's steps. As you continue to follow behind, he sees you and reaches back in his coat. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh.
That's a 12.
Okay. Looks good. And he whips out a scroll from out under his robe as Lyra grabs her heavy crossbow and you ready yourself to fight. There is a blinding flash of light, and I need you to make I think it's a con save.
Okay. That's 13.
And with that blinding light, you are left in darkness. You can't see anything. Your eyes have clouded over.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
Just damn.
Just
That sucks, dude. God, not again.
not again.
Disappeared like a flash of light.
Oh, man. And you hear the sounds of footsteps getting away from you. You hear a few guards say, "Hey, who are you? Stop there." What do you do with your turn?
They're shouting out somebody else.
It sounds like they're definitely shouting in your vicinity. Your first guess would be that someone else must have come across your little fiasco here.
I guess I'll go talk to the guards then. Look, it's all right. I'm a man of the law.
Oh, fuck.
Oh God.
You're gonna need to roll persuasion at
badge or
disadvantage.
I'm A man of the
I'm gonna hold up whatever I have.
You would have like some sort of temporary warrant.
Okay,
You
I got
pull
a
out
warrant.
something else. Your shopping
Yeah,
list.
but I was gonna say,
instead.
what do you know what you're grabbing?
Oh, what kind of check?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. 10.
10. I'll let you have the 10. As you're like, wait, I'm a man of law, and you can just hear the sound of like metal and armor rushing past you.
It just kind of stumbles around.
Go ahead and make another con save.
Oh, jeez. 17.
17. Awesome. You are free, and as you turn, you look that you're just kind of like staring into the middle of the city. There's a couple of folks like looking past you. They don't know what you're doing. You see a couple of guards further towards the main kingdom, sort of like hampering their way over here. You look and you see that Lyra is also like covering her eyes and like trying to scratch them open, like she doesn't know what's going on. And there's guards roughly 60 feet away from you, heading outside of Weisgard. As you can see in the distance, the same robed figure who you can only surmise has blinded you.
Yeah. I guess if we see the robed guy, we'll keep on chasing after the robed guy.
You're going to follow with the rest of the guards?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Comrades, to arms.
Are you just going to let Lyra chill?
I'll motion her over with, I don't know. I don't think he notices.
He doesn't notice?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're running. Let me see what's going on with Lyra. Okay, as you make it about 30 feet past the gate, you see Lyra is like, Vincent, wait. As she's running to catch up to you, you see more guards stepping up. And in between you and the guards who are in front of you, they've whipped out swords and crossbows, and there is a wall of vines that suddenly sprouts up between them and their quarry.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't know that Vincent did. I guess he'll just keep on running and see if he can see like through the vines or just keep some sort of direction on where Rope Guy is going.
At this point, Robe Guy is probably 120 feet away from you. As he sets up the vines, do you have anything that will let you go 120 feet in the next 2 turns, let's say?
No, I think if I dashed, I could only go 100 feet.
100? You have a 50 run speed? Oh, right.
if
If
I
you
dash.
dash twice because you have 25.
Yeah.
In that case, as you're running, you catch up to the guards who have successfully circumvented. One of them is like chopping down this wall of growth. The other one is running, looking around desperately. Lyra at this point is picking up like foot tracks and like trying to survey the area. And the one who has broken down the wall of growth. So, you're the one we have on Beach Street, yes?
That's me.
Sure.
Arcanists. What do you know about him?
What do you mean? What do I know about them? They're scourge to our kingdom.
Well, how so?
You're aware of the, constitutional rights of the Church of Arthea. No arcane magic is to be practiced within Weisgard. Furthermore, in the upcoming year, as far as our kingdoms and relationships go, we're hoping to extend that ruling over to Arid, as well as Burnwell. Hopefully, as the 3 kingdoms come together.
Colonizers.
Right.
Sure.
Do we know where they stay? Where they gather? They're just hidden.
Well, If we knew, I don't think we'd be having this problem.
You're right.
So, and he kind of looks and you hear him. You should retire for the night. Await your orders in the morning.
All right, buddy. I pat him on the shoulder. I like reach up to pat him.
And he grabs your hand and like lowers it down. You only address me as sir, as he goes on to speak with his other constituent.
Damn.
It's rough.
He kind of stumbles away and he's like, I was an investigator. First rate. Black hole and Vaiku
As you scream out into the night, a pleasant morning strikes.
I used to be an investigator. We're like, this place is nice.
Oh, man.
I had a really weird dream that there was some dwarf yelling into the sky.
As Kane, Narissa, Uwasa, you awake on a fine, pleasant morning. It's chilly, cold. A soft rain drizzles down. You kind of remember and surmise with Airsid, missing him a little bit, as upon your travels throughout the Pleasant Wood, you find yourself caught up with a group of Raskavan, where instead of his natural fight response, he decides to fly after them, noticing that they're headed towards the cold north. So,
Bastard.
Leaving us again to go do whatever.
To go chase the ghost of his brother again.
Again. He already caught him once. What's with this whole there and back thing?
I don't know. Read a book about there and back again once.
How did it end?
You know, he went there and then came back again.
Oh. Not that thrilling.
No. It's a lot of walking.
I've never read a book, so
Never read a book?
no.
Do you know how to read?
Not super well.
At least you can talk.
Yeah, I speak just fine. It's just, the written word didn't have much of it.
Makes sense.
and as you guys kind of push throughout the Pleasant Wood, you hear Umbra and Caxlin just sort of cawing at each other. Umbra just yells, "There and back again, there and back again," as Caxlin chases after them. They can't seem to be caught. What is your approach for the day?
Well, does it look particularly dangerous?
No, not at all.
It really just doesn't. It looks
It's really
nice.
nice, huh?
Yeah, the Pleasant Wood is exactly as it's described, pleasant, with trees that have branches and leaves that look like they're made out of bubbles. You have flowers and the scent of these flowers coasting and wafting throughout your
She's
vicinity.
grabbing tons of flowers and like putting them up in her hair.
And there's a slight tinge of yellow to all the leaves as they border all these trees, sort of giving them an outline. Every once in a while, you'll come across small encampments of green elves and such. And as you venture, you happen to pass the town of Wyndham.
Wyndham.
You remember Wyndham being a town where you could have partaken a quest from. There was a recent, for lack of a better word, plague ascribed to them months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at this point, they probably either got over it or they didn't.
And as you kind of walk through the town, you can kind of figure out that they seem to be doing a little bit better. You hear coughs here and there, but there's a plethora of people out and about, just sort of enjoying the day. They wave as you pass by. Some of them give you a confused look, Narissa,
Yeah,
as
she's
you're
all
all covered in like
with the
cloth and
flowers
such.
that are like in it. If anyone looks particularly sick, I will give them some lay on hands, and it's sure to cure them of their disease, I think.
Are you looking for someone who's sick, or just if someone passes by?
If someone passes by and they like are coughing a lot or something, or they look ill.
For sure. And as you guys kind of like step through, is there anything you're trying to do in this town?
I mean, not particularly.
No,
No?
I don't think so. No reason to stop. We're almost there.
I'm not trying to get caught up in anything or come down with anything.
That's fair.
I don't think that I can get sick. I've been feeling more healthy than I ever have in my life.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's this radiance flowing through my veins.
Kane rolls his eyes.
And a man steps up to you. Hail to the town of Wyndham. That radiance would be, well, much appreciated if it fell upon all of us.
Are you doing all right?
We seem to have gotten over the worst of our troubles. Something attributed to those who should not be named in this city, out in the forests, taken care of. So, our people heal.
Who's those who should not be named? You know, curiosity gets the better of me.
Not from round here.
No. Well, no.
Well, welcome to the outskirts of Wyndham, a small town under the kingdom of Viceguard. Here we generally deal with logging and the things of the like, but that was stopped due to some plague and rats and things done by the Arcanists.
Mm.
You, yourself,
Yes.
you one of them.
Well, I am arcane.
That's where that stopped.
She's like, oh no.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself, in the club. I didn't set any rats on you.
No. And he looks you up and down. I don't think that you would. Now, what do you think the point of all that was?
Why did they plague you?
Yeah.
They feel slighted.
Yeah, us arcanists don't get a lot of love anywhere, so maybe the more radical of us decided to take it out on your poor little village.
Really? That's what you think it is?
Yeah, I don't know, mate.
A group of people beat down and battered. Some of us killed. Or some of them killed. Just because of how they decide to practice magic. It would make sense for them to want to kill us. All these innocents, women and children.
Well, maybe they speak for a higher power. Or maybe you guys did something to them.
Interesting.
Either way, it's not like, my friend did it. And like I said, I have a little bit of healing capabilities, so if there's anything I can do while we're passing through.
He looks around. I think our people are well taken care of. Everything that's here is residual. Anything that's here is, well, nothing like it was.
Did you manage to get over it yourself, or did somebody come through and help?
A group, strange one, known as the Zephyrs of the New Dawn, decided to take their time with us.
Have we heard that?
Yeah, that's Wine Marrow's group, yeah?
Okay. Cool. Oh, yes, we know. We know them.
Interesting. So, You run around with beast folk and the like.
We're adventurers. We run into a lot of different people out on the moor. Where did we just come from?
The more
The moor.
of dead men.
Yeah. As you know, you have to pass through it to get here.
Not necessarily. Most of the people take boats and transfer here through Viceguard, avoiding the moor at all costs. You survived.
Well, yeah, of
And
course.
We're strong.
well, if you ever find yourself passing through Wyndham ever again, you can ask for Prior.
Prio?
Prior.
Prior. He's your leader. They. Her?
He is me.
Oh,
He is me. I am
hello. Prior.
And he looks around and he just kind of looks at you from under disheveled hair, a nasty salted beard. Nice to meet you, fellow Arcanist. As he steps off.
Maybe we'll have to stop here on the way out.
Yeah. Perhaps we will.
And the bards are just kind of like, Jocelyn speaks up. Is it all right if we maybe stay here for a little bit? You guys can, I don't know, do adventuring things, and we'll try and make a couple of, shillings over here at the tavern.
You want to stay here instead of just make our way through into Viceguard?
I mean, we can stop for a little bit and try and make some money, right? I mean, if we want to really win this thing.
What time is it?
What time is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh, it's roughly like 10 a.m.
And we would be losing a whole day of travel if we did that. I'm sure that you could find a bar in Wiseguard to play at.
How?
And that's your target audience anyway, isn't it?
Well, I mean, this is our target audience. Everyone here, all the small towns and villages of Wiseguard should be allowed to come to the Cloud Chorus. And if not, then, well, things have changed since last time.
How close is Wiseguard?
Viceguard from here, from Wyndham, about a day's travel.
Every time we stay somewhere, it becomes a thing. You might not understand, but we're on a bit of a time crunch, is what I'm trying to say.
How much money are you trying to make?
Whatever a couple hours will get us. Gustavo speaks up. I mean, it's nothing, but if we can get our name out there anywhere, people speaking about us should be a good thing, right? And we don't want to spend all day here because, well, I don't know. People tend to get tired of acts from time to time.
Sure.
But if we must leave,
Oh
we
God.
must leave. I understand there's a much bigger stage for us to be on.
Two hours.
You have 2 hours.
And they all just kind of like bow and like scurry off. What are you guys doing for the next 2 hours? Anything specific?
I don't fucking know.
Is there like a place to get food around here?
The tavern.
I think that's it, you know. Take a rest here, get some food. Maybe we can come up with a plan because what are we doing as soon as we get into Wiseguard? We have to ask for Salo and then what?
That's also a great question. I guess we'll have to find.
We have to find Lyra. We know where she's at. Maybe Salo can just bring us to where Lyra's staying.
Yeah. Yeah, we can find her. We'll get a spot for the bards to stay. Go and find Tallow. Find Lyra. Investigate the man-eater. Learn about the giant side of things.
Of course.
You know, Narissa, I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy.
I bet that works for you. I just feel like for myself, it just doesn't pan out as well. I don't know what to say. It's not the same for me.
Sure. Okay. Well, when we get there, I'm semi-familiar with Weisgard. So, we're not going in totally blind. A lot of people might not like me there, but...
Well, they'd like me even less. It's so hot under this, too.
Well, they might like you less, but I don't think they're gonna arrest you or anything. They don't like me for how I look, and I didn't go to jail for looking.
Better safe than sorry, I guess. Maybe at some point they'll understand.
I guess so. Maybe... I don't know. Are you afraid of what people think about you, Narissa? Are you hiding yourself from yourself, or are you hiding yourself from others around you?
And Uwasa rushes up and she like looks at you with like the big puppy dog eyes and like eyes full of tears.
Oh. I think she just kind of like starts like playing with her hands. It's not that I'm, embarrassed to be who I am. I didn't, get to choose.
Yeah.
I think it's more so that I feel like for the most part I'm a good person. I haven't done anything that I would say would be otherwise. I mean, I've made some mistakes, sure. And I feel bad for them. I think it's just how other people view me. I'm scary to them, and that makes me sad.
Yeah. Understandable, but I just don't like that you always feel like you have to hide. You said you didn't choose to look this way, but I chose to look this way. And I don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks or feels.
I suppose I just don't want to put anyone in danger for walking around looking like one of the people who made the sun go away and threw the world into a demonic turmoil. I understand why someone would look at me and think I would want to eat them. It just takes some time for them to realize I don't.
Yeah, first impressions are hard to erase.
And with that, the whalers, not the whalers, but this little group returns with, let's see, how did they do?
They're playing sad music in the background. Sad coffee shop music.
Contemplative.
Yeah.
And they rush up with a small bag. It jingles. Jocelyn speaks up. Well, we can leave now. We didn't do too bad.
Sounds like you did something, so.
I mean, Gustavo speaks up. There's only so much that 2 hours will get us in a place where no one knows us. And, sometimes, bards are even not the most welcome group in Weisgard, but that's kind of why they do this thing. It's strange. They have a soft spot for us compared to everyone else they hate.
Yes, they do.
There's always room for the arts.
I mean, after you guys win the Cloud Chorus, everyone will know your name, and then you'll make money everywhere you go, even in a small town like this.
You really think that we can win?
Yeah, why not?
It's just a lot of competition.
Are you bad?
When we made 10 gold in 2 hours, how does that sound? Small town like this?
Sounds like 10 gold.
Pretty good to me.
So, that being said, we're just foreigners. Usually it goes to someone who's actually from Viceguard.
Mm. It's too bad.
Well,
Well,
that's all right. You know, everybody loves an underdog story.
what's under the dog?
What? No, it's a figure of speech.
And Wasa is just like feigning laughing as you guys begin to walk, getting ever closer to Viceguard. During the night, you all rest. And Kane, when you awake, you're alone. There's no tents. There's no Narissa. There's no Wasa. There's no bards. It's just you. A light breeze and a crescent moon.
Is there water on the floor?
No. But you hear a voice. Okay.
Is this the moon goddess?
Please. Say a name.
Say a name. I have to write it down.
As you turn around, and it's you. Without tattoos.
Right.
This form has gotten comfortable. At least when I'm speaking to you.
Yeah. I mean, can't lie, you do look pretty dashing.
Well, I guess I should say the same to you.
Well, don't make me blush.
Well, that'd be worse things that could happen, right?
Sure.
And they sort of like lean back, and as they do, their feet lift up from the ground and they begin floating. They extend their arm, and Umbra appears perching atop it. So, Kane, if our relationship is to grow, then you and I have already entered a contract. So where do we proceed from here?
Well, what do you need from me?
I need you to be yourself. I need you to show the world who Kane Selenray really is. As they float around you, I also need some help. Helping those who are not so quick to understand the nature of magic and all its forms.
You want me to show the world that Arcanists are not some scourge?
The world may be a part of it.
Vice God?
They don't seem to know what balance is.
No.
They like to hear themselves talk. There's only ever one side of the story, and it's theirs.
Right.
Divination is all that exists, while Arcanum is thrown down in the darkness, hidden away, as it's some sort of foul, sinful creature. And then you see them smile very wryly. They put their hands together and sort of like pink each finger together one by one. And that's where you come in, Kane. You see, there is a place that shows where Arcanum meets the divine, where white meets black, and everything in between. Kane, you must find the Twilight Veil.
The Twilight Veil.
We all gotta find something that's just super abstract.
Great. Okay.
And if you can find the Twilight Veil, then it is my duty, as per contract, to give you a gift.
Okay. And in doing so, if I find the Twilight Veil, then it will aid you in bringing balance.
I think it would, yes.
Well, a deal is a deal.
And this one is not so easily broken.
Well, I'm a man of my word. I say a lot of them, but
Well, however far your words go, and however much you honor them, I only ask that you honor the ones you speak to me.
I will.
Speaking of, and she sort of points at you, drawing her finger around your whole body. How do you feel about those scales?
I don't know. I mean, they were kind of a nuisance at first, but I've taken to them.
So, you think not I should rid them for you?
Wow.
Yes, indeed. Wow. They are like a scar from your past. Choices and things, they follow you around, but if I can help lift that weight, this at the very least I can do.
Yeah. I think I would like them gone.
And they smile. And as they do, the sound of Caxlin cawing ravenously outside wakes you, and you sort of like lift up and brush your head across the top of the tent as you look at your body, and it's back to normal, you could say. Scales all completely removed.
No scales.
Oh my god.
It did lend to my edge.
You say as you wake up, you guys are all getting ready to go. And is there anything you guys want to do before you get to Vice Guard?
She's just like, she just touches your face. What happened? You went to sleep and you woke up and you're just... What?
Well, someone got rid of them for me. My new god friend.
I guess I'm happy for you if you don't want them anymore.
The same lady who gave me Caxlin. Oh, not Caxlin, that's your bird. Umbra.
There you go.
Her name is Sayanine.
Say, honey.
And she asked me if I wanted to rid the scar. And she did.
Maybe it's best in the past.
Maybe.
And Uwasa like looks at you, and like she makes like a real scary face, like sticks her tongue out, hands all crooked, and then she like turns around and then pops back, and she's all like extra pretty. Her eyes are like glistening. She has her hands next to her face, like she's all cute, and she points at you.
Oh, you're all fresh and new.
Well, thank you.
And as you guys walk, Uwasa's just kind of like teasing you, looking all scary, and just like poking at you, going like, "Bleh," as best she can. Yeah. And then you guys finally see it. The white marble walls that threaten to stretch to the sky, topped with a sort of crystalline stone that reflects all light. And as it does, it points this light almost in beams towards the top of Viceguard Castle into a sort of replica of the Dreamer's Flame made out of silver as it shines like a small sun. Snow falls upon you as you are now at the gates to Weisgard.
You could say this place is built for giants.
Yeah.
So I guess in Salo's letter he said, just mention the jolly giant and swiftly he shall arrive. So I guess we just walk up there and say that's who we're here for.
Let's see how bloody swift he'll get here.
Yeah. Maybe he'll just be around. And
Well, that would be rather convenient.
And you go through one of the smaller entrances in the Vice Guard, one that's made for foot traffic. The guards kind of step up to you. So, business here. And they look at you with a very keen eye. You see this sort of kid, young man, brown hair, a little disheveled, a couple of scuffs on their cheek. Kane. Is that you?
That's me.
people like know you here.
Yeah.
So, how's Orin?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
You're telling me it's worse.
No.
Worse than it was when, you know.
From what point in time?
Yeah.
Are you saying that you don't remember me? I mean, my hair's a little bit longer, but... And as you take a second to look at them, you realize it's Grant.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Hell no.
shit.
Said, damn son, no, I don't remember.
Oh, Grant. Oh, my God. He left before it happened, right?
He
No.
was there when the
He was there
dragon
all the
came
way
out.
to the end.
Okay.
He walked with you guys to Burnwell.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's,
It's,
I guess, semi better.
yeah, the dragon is gone.
The dragon is gone.
And he kind of looks around. He goes back. So, I'm going to be off my shift. I'm taking a break. These two need to be escorted inside. Thank you. And he kind of comes back. And he starts walking with you guys. I wouldn't say the word dragon too loudly around here.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
So, what brings you all the way home?
Well, delivering these folk here, these bards.
Gestures to the bards.
They all smile. They play a little jingle.
And we're here to see Salome.
Salo, and we're here to catch Man-Eater Mabel. Heard she was causing some trouble, so here we are to solve it.
Well, you came at a good time. You want to see Sallow.
Yes?
Yeah.
I will let the Queen's Guard know that you have arrived. The Jolly Giant should be there shortly. Until then, I'd like to show you something.
Okay.
Sure.
And they walk you through a piece of Weisgard, and you're taking it all in. If Burnwell is home, if you thought Burnwell was a step up from the wilderness at all, even a step up from the Moor of Dead Men, Weisgard simply blows it out of the water. Everything is made out of stone here. They don't need the wood. As you walk by, you see a couple of people. They all look happier, higher quality textiles, higher quality foods around, less homeless as far as you go through.
Do you think they shipped them out?
Dogs are owned and cats seem to play happily with the children around.
I think she's just struck. She's like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen with my eyes.
And as you step through, Grant sort of moves his thumb over and points at an alleyway and asks you to follow him. And as you do, things get a little darker, a little more dreary, At first, there's a musky, damp smell pervading, and then it starts to smell slightly sweet and then slightly like iron as you get closer and closer throughout the alleyway. And you see a couple of guards. They're making a ruckus. They're talking about a couple of things. And you see two people, one of them very familiar, as you see Lyra Mircall. She's bent down, looking over what seems to be a crime scene as a dwarven individual paces back and forth, a little wobbly on their feet. And as Grant finally presents to you this scene of havoc and evidence of Maneater Mabel's existence in Viceguard, where you find a body completely distraught and torn, wrecked, its guts flying all over, a man with their face missing, clawed out by some kind of beast, and above their body, the signature M, drawn in the victim's own blood.
That's really gross. Ugh.
Yeah, to say the least.
And Lyra turns around. Well, it seems like you've made it.
Yeah, we finally got here. Got a little bit caught up, but
Well, that took you long enough. This just happened last night. Oh, by the way, Vincent, come.
And he's sketching like a little crime scene photo, and he like angrily closes it. And he's like, "What?
Vincent, these are old friends of mine. They're from Burnwell. Some people know them as the Broken Blades. I know them as Kane and Narissa. This is my partner for the moment, Vincent. He's from Pikey Wanawa. Clearly dwarven.
Yes.
I probably don't know what that is at all.
I think that's fair.
Cool. Sounds cool.
Well, nice to meet you, Vincent, was it?
Yeah, over there." He sticks out his grubby hand. He's got like blood and guts from digging around in the crime scene.
Kane's got a nasty look on his face, but will begrudgingly put his hand up. Charmed, I'm sure.
So what brings you to Weisgard?
This dead person, mostly.
Yeah.
You're on the case, huh?
What's the case?
The case, that thread of events that ties us all together. And he opens up his little sketchbook to show you guys what he's been working on. And it's actually a pretty good sketch of the crime scene in front of you.
Very gruesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
So, have you figured anything out?
Sometimes you gotta wrestle with a mystery before it entwines you and you finally come to a realization.
You have to wrestle with it? Like with Maneater Mabel?
Yeah, in a sense. Unless you guys are offering to wrestle Maneater Mabel.
That's what I would probably do best, yes.
I mean, that is our plan. I assume if we find the creature, we will attempt to slay it.
Creature.
Yes, as far as we know, she's some kind of raggedy, almost undead creature with claws. Our friend ran into her and she nearly killed him.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Grant sort of speaks up. I see this troop of yours here. Would you like me, as I go to request Sallow's appearance, to find them lodging?
Yes.
Yeah.
Preferably somewhere they can play for the people.
I have some ideas in mind. I will let you all take your time here. Please head to the main station of the Queen's Guard. Lyra here should be able to show you the way. I'll be there waiting with Sallow. At least I hope, if he's not on some sort of patrol right now.
Okay, I'm sure we'll find him at some point.
Yep.
And he takes his leave.
Thanks, Grant.
I'm gonna.
He just throws his hands up as he walks by and like escorts everyone.
I'll get down and inspect the wounds and see if they look like this is like they're claws, right? Does it look like there's necrosis?
That sounds like a medicine check.
Okay.
I'll let you roll nature if that's any better.
I will guidance.
Oh, thanks. 14.
Okay, and you're trying to see, like, what exactly before I give you an answer.
Mostly, she knows they're like claws of some sort, and she sort of knows what it is. She's trying to see if this is like just straight up like animal, like bear type claws, or if this is more of like a necrotic, like necrosis of the flesh type thing. Like, what was it that did the damage, I suppose?
You don't find any evidence of necrosis, particularly. But in your looking over in this investigation, you can, without a doubt, say this is not of any animal or creature that you've ever run into before.
You should take note of how deep and how wide the claw marks are, if you haven't already.
Sometimes the body's just a canvas. And some dark artist out here makes their mark.
You know, if you weren't so cryptic, I do think we might have something here with you. And Lyra kind of steps up. One thing you should notice, the claws look wide, but look closer here. And she shows you a sort of like an opening in this person's chest. If you look at the tip here, you can see 4 distinct entry points for whatever sort of weapon or claw or whatever did this. They come down into these 2 large ones.
Like it's fusing?
Or something. Not exactly sure what the method is here.
Eat the face or take it? Did it take any of the organs? Is it eating these people? Is it drinking their blood?
Yeah, does it feel sentient? Like it's doing it knowingly? I don't know.
And Lyra kind of paces. I'd have to assume whatever creature this is sentient. As the only victims that we have ever run into are all male. On top of that, as far as drinking its blood or eating them, it seems to just make a mess out of them all. This is far too much blood for something to have been trying to partake of it. And as you can see, even these entrails follow back inside the abdomen.
So it didn't take anything. It just eviscerates and then leaves its mark.
Maybe man-eater Mabel wants to be found.
It's not like a horrible thought.
And she Lyra's just kind of like coursing across their chin. So, Vincent, if you were man-eater Mabel, why would you want to be found? And why is this the calling card?
Can I make some sort of insight check on
Into
man-eater Mabel?
What exactly are you trying to insight? Like what this calling card could mean?
Yeah, or why they would leave it. Yeah, what the calling card means.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check.
Do we think it could be like the invisible stalker type situation? Someone's controlling them?
21.
21. You think that there's some sort of message that needs to be spread here. Something like, you're not safe. I can find you.
Vincent bends down and he kind of like puts his hand into the blood again.
That's already starting to like coagulate
Yeah,
and dry.
yum.
As you push in, like you can feel every single like piece of service tension sticking to you.
Besides all the victims being men, are there any other correlating factors between them?
Well, one thing we have seen is there are. Well, I'm glad your friends left before I had to give this report. One thing I have been noticing are bards.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Bards are getting murdered?
It started, well, not with you, Kane, but your situation is one I've taken into account. Here in Viceguard, I've noted about, well, 2-3 more since I have entered. And I've been here for a while.
Is this a bard? I say, still holding it.
No, I think this person has a deliberate lack of magic. It's just a man. An unfortunate one.
Men being murdered. Many of them magical. Bards specifically. What attacked you wasn't Man Eater Mabel, but what attacked Ersid was, yet it left him alive. Was that on purpose?
Oh, dumb luck.
Knowing Ersid, it very well could be. It meant to kill him and he just got lucky. 'Cause didn't he stumble upon someone else getting murdered?
I think he just heard something and went investigating on his own. Like a fool.
Bodes very well for what's happening right now.
Speaking of, where is your red-headed friend?
Well, he went off investigating on his own like a fool.
Hopefully Man Eater Mabel stays in Weisgard, yes?
Yeah, because if she doesn't and she's got a grudge, surely you can't escape death's embrace twice.
Surely that's unfortunate. If we decided to imply the same motivations as we had done earlier, I would suggest we use acid as the bait.
I mean, we've got a man right here.
Are you pointing at Vincent
Yeah.
or Kane? And Lyra looks at you, Vincent.
Man-eater Mabel. Symbol of Weisgard itself.
What does she symbolize for Weisgard?
The magic men are no magic.
M. For murder?
M for magic.
Magic man killer.
Magic man murderer.
Magic. I thought you couldn't read.
Arcanists. What do you know about the Arcanists?
Well, not a whole lot. Besides that I am.
They live in
You
Windham.
are? You don't have a blue robe?
I do not have a blue robe. I prefer black.
Is that the requirement? Are you supposed to wear blue?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell us what you know about the Arcanists.
And Lyra kind of turns her head towards you, Narissa. What did you say earlier? Just a second ago?
That they live in Windham. At least, I think the leader of Windham said he was an Arcanist, was?
The leader of Windham.
Prior?
Prayor.
No. The leader of Wyndham goes by the name of Herma.
Herma?
Yes, she kind of leads the logging industry. Usually, she's hard to find. Chopping down the largest of trees, she just overcame the plague that they were ridden with a couple of months ago. I'm not even sure if she's back in action yet.
Well, the fellow that we ran across earlier seems to think that he's the leader now.
Maybe a shadow leader. What's the story on how Windham got over their plague? What do you know?
Well, from what I heard, the Zephyrs of the New Dawn came in and came out. There was some sort of witch hunt there. A couple bits of the forest was actually set on fire, but promptly healed by some of their sages. Strange.
So that's true. We ran into one of the Zephyrs of the New Dawn when we passed through the moor.
Really? Well, I certainly hope they are as just and kind as they have been spoken of.
Seems to me like they are.
They seem pretty just.
Interesting. Too bad we don't have them to help here.
I'm sure that will be enough, right?
Sure.
I've gotten quite a bit stronger since the last time you saw me.
And you're going to say that maybe Manny-to Mabel hasn't?
Well, at least you two are women.
That is true. And to celebrate this, let's let the gods deal with this
Dead body?
victim. And we can go check in with the Queen's Guard. I overheard your conversation with the other guard that was here.
Great.
Grant.
Grant. Yes.
And you guys spend your time being led to the Queen's Guard. Feel free to have some conversations if you would like between the four of you. If there's any questions you want to ask.
Lyra?
Well, we met her in Burnwell.
Our friend got attacked by Man-Eater Mabel, and we had to go find her to, begin the investigation.
Right.
So, Lyra, you've been chasing down Man-Eater Mabel a long time, huh?
Longer than I would like to have been.
Why?
I have my reasons. Really, I just want to protect the people. It seems she has a wide reach.
Uh-huh.
How long have you been, you are an investigator, yes, that's your job?
Yeah.
Where I'm from, we don't have that. We don't have police, so how long have you been doing this?
Since I started working back in Pike, Uinua, 30 years ago. But I've been on this case for the last 9 months.
9 months?
Huh.
Here in my scar.
You've been working on this case almost as long as I've, been here.
Guess we're both intrepid outsiders.
Pretty elusive target. 9 months of investigation.
Well, I've had other stuff I've supposed to been working on.
Yes, I'm sure other murders and crimes don't stop just because, this one is the worst.
Right, but this one's special.
It's the one thorn in your side. You can't quite pull out.
Yeah.
I mean...
The shadow on the moon that's always so elusive.
Hey, what? You got a problem with me?
No. No. No problem.
You making fun?
You mocking me?
No. I would never do such a thing.
Lyra kind of chuckles under her breath. Was is definitely just cracking up. She'd be the loudest at all. As you guys finally make it to the Queen's Guard barracks. You get inside and there's sort of like a receptionist desk. There's a lot of white tile and white stone pushed across. Plenty of guards milling in and out. Some taking in who you can only presume might be arcanists. Others for petty crime.
Not petty crime. They got 2 ounces of weed on.
Don't say no flashbacks here. As you go in, you see Grant and Sallow standing near the receptionist desk. Sallow looks over, shirtless as ever,
Why? I just want to know why.
and he flashes you all a big smile.
Do I know these people?
You would be familiar with the Etir. They are the main guard of Weisgard. They're known as the 7-Star Knights. They are the 7 most elite soldiers in their army. Sallow is also known as the Jolly Giant.
Gotcha.
Because he's happy?
He's tall.
Maybe
Yeah, is he
both.
tall?
I don't.
How big is he?
Sallow's only like 5'10",
Okay.
maybe 6 foot.
He's like normal.
Yeah, he's a
average
normal
height.
sized guy. A little bit taller than average, just a titch.
But he's jacked, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's huge.
jacked.
He's huge. He's a big guy. As he smiles, wow, if it isn't Kane, and is that? I know who it is on all that cloth.
Yeah.
Well, your voice rings beautiful as ever.
Oh. Thanks.
And they look down. Who's this little one? Looking at Uwasa.
Oh. Uwasa. She can't speak, but
And
and I kind of gesture just at her.
she just does a little curtsy. So, Vincent, Ira, Kane, Marissa, also, best to keep that on while you're here, yes? It's frankly just a surprise. I'm surprised you even brave enough to come here.
I've seen a lot of stuff. Walking in this admittedly beautiful place doesn't really hold much terror for me, I'll be honest.
That is because you have the cloth on.
I lived here.
I
did.
lived here.
Strange. And did you have as many tattoos going up here?
Yeah. I mean, not when I very first,
When
moved
came
here,
out,
but-
came out the womb with tattoos.
yeah, But I acquired them whilst living here.
Well, good thing that happened to a younger you. Anyone these days caught with that level of, well, atrocity on them ends up here. And they have to deal with people like me, or worse, people like Nyadis.
Blech.
Huh. I see. Well, anyway, let's get down to business. Why exactly are you here?
A couple of reasons. Man-eater Mabel being the first.
Right, I was alerted to that in your letter.
Second, we, myself specifically, but Kane too, don't know anything about what happened between the dragons and the giants, and we want to find out. And I figured the best way to learn is to listen to someone who knows a lot about it.
Why didn't you just ask me back in the wood?
That was a crazy time. There was a lot going on. Our friend disappeared, and then, like, a little boy ripped himself out of a void and, like, took our friend away.
Oh.
So, I think
So is that what happened? Did this happen before or after? Because you are missing one.
No, he
he,
he went off adventuring on his own
he has
like a fool.
little boy things to do. His brother. He has to worry about his brother.
I'm glad that you added that last piece of specification at the end there. Well, before we get on to talking about the dragons and the giants and such, is that it? Just these two things twofold?
Is that it?
I suppose the cloud chorus as well.
Yes.
Oh, you're here for the cloud chorus. Is that so?
Yep.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, this year's going to be a very fun and very extravagant one.
How so?
When is it? Yes, and also how so?
The cloud course begins in the next 2 weeks, 2 rides, I believe. So, if you find yourself staying, I think it would be a good time. We are actually accepting royalty from Burnwell this year.
Oh, wow.
Like the king.
The king himself.
Great, yeah.
I'm great friends with that guy.
Yeah, we're tight with the king, so.
Yeah. It's whatever, really.
Is that? I'm not sure. You can roll persuasion. I don't think you have to roll deception.
We're not tight with the king. It's been a bit of a rocky road, you could say.
Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna make you roll deception.
$22.
Really? So you must be quite aware of the rumors swarming around Mr. Iltar.
Well, I've been out, adventuring and all, so
Really?
maybe I'm a little,
Where have you been?
Oren. Had to check in on Oren.
Yeah, then we had to make our way here. Took a little while, so.
Well, I should have you know. Rumor is he's finally looking to settle down.
He wants to get married.
That's the rumor you were gonna tell us. I guess. Is
What's
that
it?
like important?
What is a king without a queen?
Stronger because they're alone?
You are a strange one, Narissa, and I've known this, but it's strange how deep that goes.
There's layers to it. You just keep peeling them back every day.
Well, you must have a lot to learn. Many notes you must have to take. Look, here in Weisgard, and as an Arthian member, the woman is the most powerful form of any species. They are the ones who give birth, and animals, they tend to be larger. They even have better stealth capabilities, as you see in some pheasants where the men are so ostentatious with their garb, their feathers, their scales, their fur. The women, although plain, it allows them to subvert many expectations. So, what is a king without a queen? The way we believe here, much nothing. As
Feminist.
well, how is the Iltar line supposed to descend?
I mean, I guess I just don't know how old the king is. If he's,
I mean, you're the one who finds him attractive.
I'm not asking because
I mean, he's looking for a suitor, Narissa.
no, it's fine. She just goes,
Like I said, layers.
Many indeed. Well, I assume you all have business to get to. As far as history goes, let me point you to the right direction. You can always go and study up at our various academies. In the Storm District, in the Waves District, which you would find right above us, up the Great Stairs, there is Risig Academy.
what is it called?
Risig, Riesig.
Academy.
Or if you would like a more spiritual direction, you can always visit the Gothic Athenaeum.
The what?
The Gothic Athenaeum.
Athenaeum.
Athena, E-U-M.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. Or you can go to many of the churches in the Storm District. There are churches to Rook, to Dunmore, and to Obardai. And actually, for your sake, you can actually look at your roll 20. And I will give you guys a little map.
Nice.
Sallow, what sort of libraries do we have access to? And I'm talking good stuff.
What is good stuff? What does that mean to Kane?
I don't want to. I want a little bit of a favor. You know?
Bigger than letting you in here looking the way you do.
Come on. I'm grandfathered in at this point.
No, I don't believe you are. I have
Sorry.
toleration of you, and Grant seems to like you, but everyone else, as you kind of look around, they're definitely giving you some nasty eyes.
I'm sorry. I said the wrong thing. I'm grandmothered in at this point. So, getting in was, easy enough. But I'm talking like restricted sections of your best libraries.
And you think you deserve that? Why? And why are you looking for restricted information, Mr. Selling Ray? Let's have this conversation outside, shall we?
Okay, sure.
Your friends can stay.
Great.
Oh, just Kane always getting those one-on-one conversations. Don't leave without talking to me. There's something I want to ask you.
Yeah, me too.
What?
You all can come. However, I'm not sure what that means for this one here.
Oh, Vincent?
He's looking straight at you, Kane. As you guys all step outside, Lyra and Uasa in tow. And he kind of takes you around to through like a couple of alleyways. People see Sallow and they all wave. He waves back. All the girls swoon over him and he kind of like flexes a little bit until you guys finally find some place that seems a reasonable amount of secluded.
This whole goddamn city needs to burn.
Oh my god.
I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that, as you are
I'm going
here
to faint.
needing to escape a situation back home. Isn't that correct, Dwarf?
Official business, buddy.
Yes, very official. Officially discharged, as I've heard.
All right.
Oh,
You
shit.
can twist your words to make your fancy meanings. It doesn't help.
So, you can use the wine, the ale, any mean of spirit or liquor to twist your memories in any way that suits the perspective that you are trying to bestow upon us. However, as one of the elite here in Weisgard,
Elite. You're going to use your fancy pecs and your shirtless body and you're going to make fun of these guys.
Narissa's gonna
Say,
pass out.
cover up and take off your tattoos. You're
them
gonna
off.
polish every building here till it sparkles white, but not gonna leave any of that dirt that makes a city a city.
well said. Well said. Well, I happen to be quite fond of my physique and my status.
Yeah, I know.
So I will use that to my advantage. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Me too. She's just like,
Are you the man eater, Mabel?
I'm so sorry. We just met him today. But thank you for the.
Oh, we're on a breakthrough here. This is the turn of my career.
Well, if this is the turn of your career, I'd hate to see what you're currently dealing with. So, Kane, is this one also looking for entrance into our so-called locked away and most secret of information that you think that we have?
I don't know what he wants, but I
don't know.
just want to know, being the most powerful kingdom, I'm sure that there's quite a plethora of knowledge here. And though it is, I'm sure, mostly divine, I want some information on Arcanum.
And he kind of looks at you from underneath his brow. So, that's what you mean. If you're looking for something like that, I'm afraid that you won't find it here. The magic in Weisgard has always been the magic of the world, of the divine and celestial. There is no practice of Arcanum here, and anything you find in our books, in our scrolls, in our writings will tell you the same. It is not respected. It is prohibited, and that shall continue. I do tolerate you, Kane, and your sinful expose of your body. And I will let that exist in my kingdom. However, you are one of very few exceptions.
I think you'll have better luck as we go up.
Sallow, you really get my violin strings tight, you know that?
Well, they should be tight. Are you planning on playing in the chorus?
Maybe you should.
Maybe I will.
And he sort of smiles. And that's exactly why you're an exception. The power of song is more powerful than any sort of prohibition that we can provide.
Wouldn't that just be a real pisser? An arcanist winning?
I mean, there's really no other way to do it, right? All bards are arcanists.
And it happens all the time. Some are fortunate enough to join the Arthurian choir. That is why we celebrate the Cloud Chorus. So, if you would like to sing of Arthur and her Jotnar children, and establish yourself with the great of the Queen Mother herself, then please become the ultimate exception.
I understand exactly how you feel.
So, and he points at you, Vincent. You said you had questions for me.
Yeah, I got questions.
How can I help?
I'm gonna melt.
You're
in
hiding
there.
the Arcanist, huh? You're sweeping it all under the rug. You think you can just say that there's no of that dirty arcane magic here, but you've seen it. You've seen it haunt your nightmares. You've seen it around every corner, and you know exactly where they hide. The little rats scurrying around, around your perfect city.
Rats are very good at hiding. As far as arcanists go, Kane truly is an exception, because for the past, I would say, year, maybe two, we've been dealing with them.
Dealing with?
Whatever arcanists we can find.
Not dealing. Eee.
Dealing with.
Yes. Or, might I say, not me specifically.
Right. Wouldn't want to get any blood on your perfect pecs.
It is beneath me, the scum that crawls in this city.
Everything's beneath you, huh?
You know, when you mention it once, it's like, yeah, it's an observation. When you mention it twice, it's kind of like a compliment.
I believe Narissa is right. I've earned this status. I've earned the ability to say that those are beneath me. I am not the one who snuffs out the flame of Arcanum. However, I will bask in the smoke left in the dousing.
And you know who does?
Everyone does.
Just everyone.
No, everyone knows. The Nightbringer. I hope you do not all spend any time with him during your stay.
Not someone I'd want to run into, so.
So, Maneater Mabel. Seems like she's doing your dirty work for you, doesn't it?
No, it
Pretty
seems she's...
convenient that she's snuffing out your little fires.
No, she's actually getting in the way. The Cloud Chorus is a very revered tradition by us Vice Guardians. These bards are the only arcanists that are under any purview that receive any grace from the church itself. And we allow them to free themselves from their shackles every year, just like this. And yet, Maneater decides to step down, call herself judge, jury, and executioner, and take them down along with all the other men here in our city recently.
What do you know about her? Other than what you just said. Did you run into anyone who's seen her, or any sightings in any general direction, or any of the dead bodies, or anyone in particular important?
I do not recommend what I am about to provide you. However, Narissa, I think you may fit in quite easily. There is an underbelly of our kingdom. Something considered more than scum. Or maybe less. Either way, they're allowed to live. A place called Dermul, also known as the Eye. That's where our most recent victims have been claimed. Though, I cannot say it bothers many of our people.
It's too bad.
Or is it? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I am not one to decide.
I would go so far to say as most, if not all, life is sacred.
Sacred until it has been covered in the mud of their sins. Some, unfortunately, are born that way.
I don't think that's true.
Well, I'm simply glad you think. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Just one last thing.
A question?
Sure. Or more of a challenge, if you're up to it. I've lost my sparring partner. Or maybe we've outgrown each other. Hard to say. I'm looking for someone else. While I'm here in Weisgard to train with.
And you want that to be me?
You, sorry for assuming, look like you fight like I do. I like my traveling companions. But I don't really get a fight from them. They don't do what I do.
No one fights like me.
And that's what I'm trying to put to the test. Because I would also hazard to say no one fights like me.
When and where, Narissa?
Oh, shit.
God. He's gonna kick my ass. When and where? I don't know the city very well. Why don't you tell me?
Well, I assume you all are very busy. You find me here at the Queen's Guard tomorrow, and I promise I will give you something to work for.
Sounds like a deal.
Sounds like a challenge.
And she'll hold her hand out.
Normally, fuck it. And he goes ahead and like gives you a strong handshake. And he takes his leave. Be safe and please don't make yourselves too visible while you're here. I can only protect you when I can see you, though. And he steps out.
Stupid goddamn fucker piece of shit.
Everybody hates him. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so hilarious.
I like my mud.
I really hope I can kick his ass. God damn it.
Me
Sounds
too.
like you're trying to fuck him.
What? You know what? I've never been more embarrassed in my life ever than just this whole interaction. I feel like I'm going to puke. We don't even hold hands or hug where I'm from.
Before we get into all of that, what exactly is our next move?
Finding our bards.
Your bards?
Yeah,
You brought bards
Oh,
here
the ones we brought?
we did.
to the place that's now targeting bards.
Well, we didn't know that they were targeting bards
True.
until I got here.
I don't want to use them as bait. That went really poorly the last time.
Yeah.
But, granted, the thing that came after us wasn't Man-Eater Mabel.
No. That is fair enough.
Maybe if we get, I don't know, enough people to help us, we could try it again. Be better prepared this time.
Tell me about the cloud course.
Well, the Cloud Course is a festival held around this time every year during the Lawless Moon, a place where Weisgard begins to ease up on their restrictions. Bards come from all over Northfane, all over Elbrin as a whole, spanning continents, to take a chance at joining the Cloud Course. The Arthurian Choir, to be absolved of their sin, as they say, and sing under the grace of Arthur and the Weisgard religion.
Sin, sin, sin.
I only speak as it's been told to me.
I'm not saying you're the one that's saying it.
Well, of
I
course,
just think it's dumb.
Me too. Could old Mabel have a motive here? Try and cancel the choir, the chorus.
Or kill as many bards as she can while they all congregate to one place.
Maybe we should try going to the gross evil underbelly.
I was there already.
You were?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
So it was just useless. You didn't learn anything.
Well, I met an arcanist who said they were hiding everywhere. He was hanging out all shifty outside the tavern. The Silver Sword Inn, where some of the murders took place. I thought
Well-
maybe he knew something, but then he ran away. Yeah.
Did he say he knew something or he just ran away?
I don't. It's late.
What?
Right.
it was late.
It was late. You were drunk.
No.
You know,
No.
I've never been drunk before. Not once. I can't. It doesn't work.
Not sure if that's a blessing or a curse.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
A curse.
To constantly be sober is one of the most courageous things one can do in this life.
No matter what.
We'll get you to a bar, Lyra.
Thank you. The question is, are we trying to find a tavern in Dare Moor, or do we want to go to the Silver Sword Inn?
I guess we could check out the Silver Sword Inn more.
I think our best bet. We shouldn't worry about the crime scenes that have already happened. We should try and figure out where the crime scene is going to take place next.
Okay.
So, if we get a map of Weisgard, and she pulls out her map of Weisgard, and you tell me where the deaths have taken place, maybe from there we can figure out where the next one might happen.
All right. So if you take a look at roll 20, this whole section here that I'm pinging is considered Dermul. It's not on the map.
Okay. It's like
Fucking
up.
Westguard. Don't even put it on their map.
Exactly. They are trying to sort of erase it from existence.
Dang.
But
Elitists.
she can point out that you would find a death here, a death here, and then one near the Silver Sword Inn. That's within the last month.
In the last month. I'm not very.
Oh, and then the death from last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
geez.
about
Yeah,
what
where's
we
that
were
at?
investigating?
It's in
Okay.
here. It's dark.
So. Maybe one of you two, and I'll kind of just point at the two investigators, could surmise from this where it might next take place. The movements seem to be mostly in alleyways and hidden spots. You can see that they stick to the left,
Shadows?
right of the city. I don't know where. Is there like a compass? Is it like
On
north
this
and
map, north is up.
okay, north and
Or actually, north would be where east usually sits. So west is up, south is to the left, north is to the right,
So
and
it's
east is to the
southwest.
bottom.
southwest,
No, it's northwest. Or west north.
west north.
West north, because west up, north that way.
West northish direction. It kind of seems to stay over here. So
As you guys are talking, Vincent will kind of like put his hand out and just like reach out and like touch the map and like feel it and close his eyes. Can I vibe out some sort of pattern?
Yeah, just go ahead and roll me insight.
An insight?
Yeah.
is anyone else good at that?
19.
Oh, good.
19.
That's good.
It looks like after time has sort of passed, you have, let me get some numbers out here. You have 1, you have 2, you have 3. That's the best 3 I've ever drawn. And 4.
3. I know they're kind of hard to see. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, like that.
2, 3, 4.
Any ideas?
You're seeing that the pattern you're picking up is there's somewhat, it looks like of a circle being drawn inside of the map. You see like a semicircle.
Isn't that kind of what happened in... I'll take out my map from Burnwell, and I'm assuming that we've had, like... Because we did mark out where it happened, right? In Burnwell?
I don't remember.
I wanted to say that we did at the very beginning, so maybe Lyra would remember where they were. Because we did mark it out on a map, but I think it was hers.
As far as Burnwell goes, there was a specific vicinity that they were taking care of. But one thing they did in Burnwell is they never entered the Iron District. They stayed in the smelting all throughout, mostly near to the Furnace Exchange. This, however, and you surmise this, Vincent, is that they seem to be going back and forth between the Storm District and Dermul.
What's the Storm District like?
The Storm District is the poorest and most bottom level district of Weisgard. It's actually pretty quaint. Most people have a comfortable living there. However, they are not deemed with any status of nobility nor piousness, as those who live in the Waves and the Winds District are blessed by specific Jotnar gods.
And the one above it's like where I don't know, vagrants live where they like don't like those people up there.
They're not. Yeah, up is definitely the wrong word. So Weisgard is built up. As you go back, these stairs will lead you to the Waves District, and then they have even more stairs that lead you to the Winds District. Their mole exists under the Waves District.
So, like in Burnwell, she's sticking to places where people are most likely on the street at night, where they're poor. So if the last one just happened here, we can guess that she will probably strike in the Waves District?
The waves. It's too rich.
Is that what it was? So
No,
then
storm.
below it?
Yeah, their mole.
Below it.
They're more.
And there more.
Crime's like a river. You always know where it's gonna flow next.
Sometimes he has a strange amount of insight.
It's cool. I just
Amount of insight.
negative amount of insight. So is that where we should go?
Their mole. Well, if you're comfortable with such.
Sure.
Lyra, I've looked like 4 dragons in the eyes.
This is not that.
I'm not scared.
It's nothing to be afraid of.
Then what is it?
Something that should be looked down upon. Come, we will go. And you spend the rest of the day heading to Dare Mole as you find these large white marble granite stairs leading up to what could only be the Waves District. Plenty of buildings sitting under the Waves District, acting as a foundation. Inns, taverns, even just natural homes or other markets. And in between these markets are plenty of alleyways where, as you pass through them, you are met with a dark and grimy scene of a place that receives no sun. And many a scalekin find themselves in ramshackle homes, plenty of huts laced together by discarded textiles, stretching as far as the eye can see into the behind of Weisgard. Dragonborn all working, digging into the ground, trying to peddle, coming up to you, hoping for just a little bit of gold, all tailless.
I'll give them like my rations from the fucking whatever. From
The good food.
Yeah. That I took from the table.
And a little, very shiny, if he wasn't so dirty, golden dragonborn, just kind of like nods and like bows to you. Thank you, miss. This is good for us and our family.
She'll just pull down the like mask that's up and wink at him.
Well, it seems that there are scales that weigh on our side as he scuffles off.
I think that might work for us. Yeah. They might be more willing to talk to me.
Were there Dragonborn up
Yeah.
in the above levels?
If they are leashed and taken about by their masters.
No! I'm screaming. The slavery, you know, I know that I used to have slaves too, but it's just not a good, you shouldn't do it, okay?
Are there dwarves around?
Not in Dare Mole. Definitely throughout most of Weisgard, but not in Dare Mole.
Okay.
Why? I just don't understand, you know?
I told you.
Slept under the rug.
A very big rug indeed. So, these are deaths that don't exactly make the books. Who knows how many more have happened besides those 2 that we have marked?
And these people can't leave.
They can try.
Are there only scales?
And
Scaly kin down here?
And there more? Well, outside of the supervisors, yes.
Supervisors.
Guards, masters. Those to keep the scale kind in check.
Do you think, maybe, hypothetically, this would be something Wine Marrow and Zephyr's Dawn would be interested in helping fix? If we can get all of these people to the moor.
You're speaking of a mass exodus of Vice Guard's greatest import.
Seems like maybe something should be done about it.
You think it's something as simple as rousing them up and getting them to run away?
Not exactly.
So, what do you expect to do yourself?
Maybe a few at a time. You know.
I'm sure Wine Marrow would be interested, but
Wine.
Why?
because he
Marrow, who is he?
he's a friend of ours.
He's
Lizard
got lots
folk.
of friends.
Yeah, well, when you travel the continent, you meet a lot of people.
And a lizard folk man kind of like hobbles up to you all. His sort of like gullet is drooping. Some of the scales are flaking off. You can see one of his eyes is cataract over, and he has many welts across his scales, digging in, leaving scars. His scales are kind of like an off blue, kind of like a cobalt. Oh, are you new supervisors here?
No.
But
We're...
do we have some sort of like badge or like?
You have like small like writs. They're just like little fabric kind of emblems that you can pull out if necessary.
Okay, but nothing like super obvious.
No, I mean you could wear it if you want. You can pin it to yourself. But here, how much can that really mean?
Yeah.
That's probably why he came up to you guys and asked if you were supervisors.
Yeah.
We're here because of Man-Eater Mabel. She'll take off the hood.
Well, if it is not one of the Sun Eaters.
Yes. Indeed.
And so, do these ones bring you here to the Eye to serve like the rest of us?
Thank God, no. No.
And you speak of a man-eater.
There is some kind of monster going around, eviscerating people, murdering them, tearing them apart. Has that happened down here that you've noticed?
There is a creature that many of us have started calling the Wiggy Wiggy. It screams in the night, or the screams of its victims sound something like that. When some of us see a shadow darker than the ceiling we sleep under, we do our best to, well, hide ourselves.
I would like to at very least take care of this for you. I'm sorry that I can't do much else.
There are many opinions about our sorry state. However, I am alive, my children are alive, and we are given work. We are given rations. And so, if I can live to see another day, at the moment that now I must be grateful for.
And maybe someday you won't have to do it at all.
Leave?
Well, yes, that will happen to all of us. I meant
Live here.
live here.
Maybe. It would be a great thing to see all of my kin walking under the Dreamer's Flame again.
I think it's closer than you might imagine.
What do you speak of? A freedom.
I think it could be on the horizon.
There is a man. He has spoken to many of us before. Clad in white, and a mask made of blue, like sapphire. They've spoken to us about a freedom. About a day where our kind are respected.
Oh, God.
Where did they call themselves a messenger of Tuhanul?
Yes, they did. This one specific name they told us was... Give me a second. Neverheart.
That was their name?
Neverheart the Blue.
Right.
That's one I haven't met.
A kind man. A gentleman. A shifty one.
They all are.
No. The cunning that this one sort of exuded. Something special. They know the ways of the night. They know the ways of subversion. Getting in here into their mole and not being, well, one of the guards, not an easy feat.
Did he tell you where he's staying? By any chance at all?
No. He comes and he goes. If he comes, we will tell him to find you.
Please do.
Do you all have names, or should I just direct him to the Sun Eater?
Don't do that. It's cool, but...
He will understand. As one of the messengers, we are all family, you and I.
Then sure.
Then I will ask him to find my family, the one who cloaks themselves.
You're a messenger as well.
I am but a supervisor of my own right. Who cares, as he extends his hand and waves it over what you can see of Dermo, of these lost children here.
What's your name?
I am known, well, some just call me Grandpa.
Okay, Grandpa. Well, my name's Kane.
Good to know you, Arcanist Kane.
Great.
She'll give him an apple. It's starting to get kind of old.
Thank you. I will take this back to my people.
So, where was the last time you saw Man-Eater Mabel, or where was the last murder?
Come. And he sort of hobbles and like leads you guys kind of through these makeshift streets between all these textiles and clothes and things. And there's sort of like a town square where they have a very small statue that's been broken in half. And you can make out that it is an effigy of Tuhanul. This square.
Just square. This is the
Where'd it
last
happen?
place that happened.
Yes.
Exactly. Show me.
And he kind of walks over and sort of like to the northwest of this actual sort of square. There are some dried blood marks. You can see like traces of claws and things across the trodden ground.
Who died?
A man. A sad one.
Man? Serpent? What'd they look like?
One of the few guards who treats us as equals.
Oh man, that sucks.
Only one of our own kind has been slain by the Wege Wege.
A lizard folk, a dragonborn,
Lizard folk.
What were the victims? I guess I'll turn to Lyra. Were the victims all human in Burnwell?
If I recall correctly, there may have been a tiefling in the mix.
All human, one tiefling.
Was your lizard friend who got killed a bard?
Yes.
She just hates music.
Musical men.
Musical men. So something must have happened to her that would make her hate this, right?
Well, and Lyra speaks up. I am not able to say. I do not know the mind of man, either Mabel, but it seems like some sort of revenge or, at the very least, some sort of ritual.
Maybe both? It seems like revenge to me. She kills these people so brutally and marks them. It's only one type, specifically men. So maybe some man who was a bard did something to her. This is her spirit back for revenge or something like that.
Well, so are we going to spend the night in Der Moon, helping to catch a glimpse of her?
I suppose. We can sleep in shifts.
Yeah, like great screams in the night, right?
Something does. And Grandpa kind of like shuffles over. I would be more than happy to help you find some lodgings if you are to stay. It is not much, but we will make sure that what drips from above will not land on your heads.
Well, it would be appreciated.
And like he runs off and you see him and there's like a couple of like lizard folk and dragonborn and like even one Yuan T kid who are all like together, and he tells them to go off and like they shove off, and after a while they come back, and the little dragonborn, the same dragonborn that you saw earlier, Narissa, kind of guides you to a much larger abode of like cloth and textiles. It's being held up by like sticks and bones, all sorts of other things, but it can fit the five of you comfortably.
So shifts then.
Sure.
Shifts then.
We can take turns patrolling the outside. Don't get too far away.
Good plan.
Who wants to go first? There's
Should we go in twos? Uwasa, is that your name? And she kind of like nods. You should stay inside.
Should we?
Then there's
Should we
an
put out
uneven number.
Men?
No, the two of us will, well, in some form, the four of us will be able to take on the whole night.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sure. Who wants to go first? Should we split up? Should there be a man?
I think there should be a man.
Do we want a shift with two men, the two of you?
I think. he's
Are
saying
we trying
should.
to draw her out? She just made a killing.
Well, that was my plan.
It's to draw her out.
Yeah.
All
Might
right.
be necessary.
Just like before.
All right.
So the two of you.
No, I think you and whoever, and then me and whoever, and then we can follow behind, and they can walk around. If it draws her out, it does. If it doesn't, oh well, we tried.
And what is our form of communication? How do we get in touch with each other? Do we just want to sit outside this hut, or do we want to dive deep into their moon.
We can't get too far.
Yeah. Well, Kane, I've been spending all my time here with Vincent. It would be nice to get a change of face here. Nothing against you, Vincent. He's just an old friend.
Sure.
She doesn't want to listen to him talk about whatever he's talking about.
So you want to go with me? Shall we take first or second?
Vincent, since you have a very strong insight on this, Kane is our bard. So, do we lead the night with bait, or do we end the night with bait?
What time do these killings usually take place around?
Gosh, I mean, survey teams back in Burnwell established anywhere between high moon and roughly 3 a.m.
Then,
I guess
Let's-
Kane should go second.
yeah. Let's sleep for a little bit. We can wake up around, I don't know, 10. And then
Yeah.
start.
Well, let's get our rest. And as you guys, yeah, honk, shoe, me.
Oh, shoot,
Into
me.
We'll start with Vincent and Narissa.
All right, I'll bump him awake.
And I need both of you to make perception checks.
You can walk just a little bit ahead of me. Don't worry.
You watch my back.
I'm very strong.
Nat 20, 27.
Shit.
Okay.
5. Good thing he's looking out. I'm not. 5.
Okay. Good to know. I'll let you guys do your thing.
So, I think you should. Maybe we stay 30 feet from each other.
Okay.
You can just kind of walk around. If you hear her, then we can call for the others.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure you're not scared?
I'm sure.
How tall are you?
Like 4 feet something.
Well, dang,
Okay.
you're a short dwarf.
Yeah, you're short dwarf. She's like 5'8", so she's pretty tall, you know. She'll kind of like lean down, puts both of her hands, and because she was covered in like almost like a wrap, like a
Like a hijab?
like a hijab. That's sort of what she was wearing. It's off, so you can see she's like yuan tea. Don't be scared. She'll probably smell it on you.
Okay.
I'm very strong. Don't worry.
Okay.
If something happens, I'll probably just be able to pick you up and run you back.
All right. It's been a while since I've been in such a dangerous situation like this.
How long? When was the last time you fought?
I've fought
Been in a fight. And she kind of puts her fists up.
back home.
So more than 9 months ago?
Yeah.
What?
And it's not something I'm really proud of anyway.
The fight you were in?
Yeah. I
What?
was investigating another case like this. Another serial killing, but back home amongst the dwarves, and there was somebody who I thought I could get some information out of. And so we didn't have any choices, and then I decided I'd beat him up. And I did.
Did he die?
Yeah.
He did?
Laugh about that in character.
She sort of like bumps you. It's all right. I've killed someone too, and I didn't. I regret it. I didn't mean to do it. I got scared, you know. So sometimes Sometimes things like that just happen.
Sometimes we kill people on accident.
On accident purpose.
But you're an adventurer, and it's all worked out for you. And then I got
I don't
shoved out
know
over here.
if it's all worked out, but you know, you can run away from your problems when you're an adventurer, so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. But we all make mistakes. Myself and my friends included. We've made plenty. So it's all right. The last fight I got into, I could have died. And that wasn't very long ago. So if something happens, I'm not worried. I'm always putting my life on the line. It's what I'm here for.
Well, thanks.
Now let's go catch her.
All
If you
right.
catch her, then maybe it absolves you.
I know you said you didn't get anything, but for luck.
She'll drink it.
Takes a shot.
Hey, not too much.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I don't really know.
A shot being too much.
2 shots of vodka.
And as you all survey, Vincent, you notice lizard folk and dragonborn soldiers sneaking into each other's tents, whatever that may be. After a while, you see one of them exits, and then a third party exits, covered in a robe.
What kind of robe?
Robe.
It's hard. You only got dark vision, which means it's black and white, my guy.
I'm obliviously walking 30 feet behind you.
Okay, I'll like stop, and he just gets like absorbed by whatever he's looking at, and then what's this robed person doing?
They just seem to have convened in the area, and now they're headed back to the Storm District, trying to exit their mole. You can't make out what species or race they are.
Can I get closer? Are they like checking for a tail or anything?
You could roll perception or investigation. If you're trying to get closer without alerting them, I'll have you roll stealth. But if you just want to look, go ahead and give me perception or investigation.
I'll do that. 19.
19. You don't see a tail, but what you do notice are
Oh, are they looking for someone tracking them?
are they looking for someone? Are they looking to see if they're being tracked?
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. They are taking
Okay,
good care
okay.
to make sure that they are not followed by the wrong people per se.
Okay, but they don't have a tail.
They don't have a tail.
Okay.
You do notice that well, I'm not gonna tell you because it sounds like you're asking a different question.
No. Doesn't notice anything off that 19.
I mean, he knows that he asked if they were trying to be tailed or if they were trying to make sure they weren't being tailed, and he got his answer.
All right.
See something?
Suspicious robe guy.
Does he have a mask?
Does he have a mask?
You've only seen him from behind. As they turn, I mean, the cowl is too heavy, covering their visage in black.
Damn. His visage is covered in black.
Should we follow?
I'm not so good at following.
I'm really bad at it, so if we were going to follow, it would be more like a hey, hi.
Let's make the Wagway shouts and see what it does.
You're gonna scream?
I'll have to have you make a performance check with disadvantage because I don't think you know what the wiggy wiggy sound like.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my god, you're gonna scream. Ah! Just immediately.
With disadvantage. That's an 18.
That's not bad. What are you hoping to do here?
I just want to see how they react to the sound
Of this creature?
of a creature, yeah.
As you are like screaming and like trying to impersonate this, it's a shrill screech that exits your body that starts to echo from the ceilings of Dare Mole, and you can hear like the shuffling of people all trying to hide, and you see this person in a robe dash towards the storm district.
Oh, they start running?
Yes.
I guess as I'm dashing too.
I follow him because I'm like, oh my god, where are you going?
Oh man. And as you start rushing, you're not rolling stealth, right?
No, I'm just.
Okay, so you're just going, stomping through the ground. They can hear your feet echoing off every wall around you, and they turn around and they see you two.
Wait.
And they see roll persuasion at disadvantage.
He's gonna like cast a spell.
I
on
feel
him.
like if someone is scared, they're not gonna
Yeah.
take the weight right now.
2.
Good.
He said
Good.
and they like see you and they just keep running. They
But I
hardly
don't,
skip a
I
beat.
don't see anything on them. They're just.
They were already so far away. You guys only have about 60 feet of dark vision.
I don't think we're going to.
So to make out any sort of like actual details would be really hard for you guys. What are you looking for?
I'm just trying to see if it's this messenger Tuhanul. If he's like the blue masked guy, or maybe someone who's with him.
One thing I will say, it is a dark robe. You might not be able to tell what color it is, but Messenger of Tuhanul,
Okay.
you would know if they were wearing white.
Let's check the tent he came out of.
Fair. Okay.
Okay. Your passive investigation is huge, so I think it would be easy enough for you to kind of like retrace their steps. And when you do, you open the fort or this like hut to a sort of lizard folk woman who is blue and like covered up in blankets, and they sort of scream as you enter.
So sorry.
Don't kill
sorry.
me.
No. Sorry for the intrusion.
Robe, guy,
Oh,
here.
we're here because we're investigating murders, and we noticed someone coming out of your tent. They were in robes.
Robe guy.
We're not here to arrest anyone or get anyone in trouble. We're just trying to find Maneater Mabel.
The man-eater. The wiggy screams, and you all find yourself stepping throughout the night. Targets, soon to be victims. I do not want you drawing this evil near my home.
Robe guy.
We're, well, if we see her, we're going to fight her and, dismiss her. Who was just in here? If they don't have anything to do with it, I guess it's fine.
I will give you a flat persuasion check to see if you can start this person talking. Because this is a bad situation for them to be talking in.
3. I never roll good on my persuasion. Sorry. Not trying to scare you.
Whether you scare me or not, I will not invite a murderer into my home. If they are after you, they will soon be upon me. Now flee while you can and leave me safe.
I'll pull him out. If you come into contact with someone who's been killed, or maybe people are being stalked, you're next. Is that what she's saying?
Should we arrest her?
No, I don't think we should do that. In Weisgard, getting arrested as a scaly bad news.
You're right.
I think we should just finish out by walking around and then go wake up Kane and Lyra.
Okay.
Whoever was in the tent was... Maybe they were giving them information or food or gold or weapons.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll just finish the...
You finish your watch and wake up Lyra and Kane.
I'll tell them what happened. Couldn't get much information from her. She was scared, and I mean, rightfully so. We did just barge in, but she did make it sound like maybe she follows or picks targets based off of people who have already been targeted.
Or she was scared because you guys pretended to be Manny and Mabel outside of her tent and then ran in there.
All possible.
What do I know? Either way, I'm sorry that your investigation of the robe guy didn't work out.
Robe guy.
If I see a robe guy,
You chase him down.
I'll stop him.
Someone has to. Someone a little more persuasive.
All right, well, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. You two, get some rest. Especially you. Maybe don't hit the nightcap too hard.
We'll see.
Way ahead of you. And I'll just go to sleep.
You guys go in. Go ahead and roll perception.
Use my bird, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Nice.
19.
19. Okay. And you guys are just kind of walking around. Lyra's just keeping an eye on everything. Her hand is kind of on her hip, ready to reach for her back, where she slings across her crossbow. I'm happy to see you're safe.
Yeah. I mean, safe, yeah. I'm safe.
You're here, alive, and we're hunting down something or someone that may have tried to kill you and or your friend.
Right. So, maybe not so safe.
Or very much bait.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my plan. I was just going to start playing my violin and walking around. So I hope you're a pretty good shot if she comes.
How much distance do you want?
30 feet.
Then I will make myself scarce.
All right. Hope I'm not eviscerated.
Don't worry. I am a clean shot. Go ahead and give me performance.
Sure thing. Fucking dog shit.
Bit of
17.
rough one.
Okay, not bad. And your perception check was a 19?
Yeah.
19. You see Lyra dash off, and she does a pretty good job of kind of settling herself in the shadows, even kind of like using her hair to appear like kind of pushed into the night that surrounds you all. But you still notice her.
Okay.
But you think you might be the only one. And you play your song, a song that you used to play with your mother as you kind of remember this moment in Weisgard. And for a second, you're in the taverns. People are dancing. Your mother's looking at you with a bright smile. She's dancing and singing to your tune. And then it all stops. You're falling as a piece of your flesh is ripped out of your back. And that's where we're going to start next time.
Oh my god, what? Always. Erison's never here for this.
No.
That's true.
Well, thanks for joining in, you
Oh my
guys. I hope you
God.
guys had fun. We're going to have Vincent here for a while. He seems like a fun guy, so I'm excited to see where this arc goes. We'll see you guys next week. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We are done.